friends, Romans, countrymen, listeners. Last week we elected to ignore/avoid an unfortunate email we received from someone who I have to assume just wanted to cause us pain and suffering. But I think it's time we read this and that we address it. So here it goes. This is from Fielding. Did you know? Junkhouse. Did you know? Robert Sherlock Jr. has been cast as Iron Doom in Marvel's upcoming feature film Guy from Oppenheimer Avengers Sevenfold, directed by the Russo brothers from Wizards of Waverly Place. Media speculation over whether or not he will be donning his famous blackface first debuted with the character Dr. Dolittle runs rampant. How exciting. Thank you for subscribing to Did You Know? Don't forget to sign up for the Did You Know Early Access Snyder Cut and snag your fuckable Did You Know popcorn bucket today.
This is Junkhouse?
It's a psychobilly.
I'm glad that email was at least funny.
Yeah. I was like, here's the thing. An email from Fielding is kind of a joke a minute type thing. Like, it's just insane levels of humor. Yeah.
You have to like be not like, you can't sit in any given joke, because in that email alone there were like a bunch of different jokes and references so quickly. You got to let it wash over you.
That's what I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I'm saying it now. Follow Fielding on whatever socials available, and look for their serial review videos, because it is without a doubt some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. It's so good.
But but
pain time.
I think we got to do this. We hate ourselves, and we got to talk about this. Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom.
So, okay.
In what seems to be the new Marvel MCU direction, because instead of recasting the easiest character in the world to recast, Kang, they decided to drop the plot entirely and pivot to Dr. Doom being the next baddie.
Which, I'm a fan of Dr. Doom.
Who is Dr. Doom in this?
Who
house?
isn't?
We love Dr. Doom. Fantastic Four was my first superhero team love. So Dr. Doom is integral to my love of superheroes.
Yeah.
Is this going to be as bad as we think, though? That's my question.
In what regard?
Yeah, and how do we think they're going to play it? Is he just going to be Dr. Doom, or are they going to go the alternate version of Tony Stark timeline?
Oh, without a doubt, they're doing alternate Tony Stark.
Okay, so they're not going to do it good then, because that sucks.
No. He is not going to be Victor Von Doom. He is going to be Tony Stark in another timeline, like in another dimension. And he's just going to be Tony who calls himself Dr. Doom.
Honestly,
which is dumber.
My genuine hope, and what I think they could do that is cool, is not make him a Tony Stark alternate. And it is just Victor Von Doom. And it is just I honestly think it would be very cool if, universes collide and this Dr. Doom that happens to look like Tony Stark shows up, and the people from 616 are conflicted about trying to kill him. I think that's an interesting bend to it.
They could do that. My hope I just came up with, my dream for this, is that all this is a red herring. Ooh. And that we get into Avengers Doomsday, Tony Stark Doctor Doom shows up. RDJ shows up. The Avengers are really upset, really conflicted, but they manage to destroy it. And it's a Doombot, specifically created by Doctor Doom to mess with the Avengers' heads. And then they learn who the real Doctor Doom is. If they do that, I will be thrilled. Like, it turns out that Doctor Doom is that malicious that he took their world's greatest hero to ever live, put his face on a Doombot, and sent it to fight.
That would be pretty baller.
That would be pretty cool.
Yep. And then he just has all the Doombots be RDJ, and then it can eventually kind of become almost funny by the end of the movie after they've slaughtered their friend 1,000 times.
I
And it makes Doom an actual threat, because I'm not going to lie to you. Doctor Doom without Doombots isn't nearly as scary. You know, he's one guy and he's not on the level of Thanos or Galactus. Like, he's just a dude. And he has powers and he's strong, but having an army of Doombots does make him more of an Avengers level threat.
Yeah, like when I was a child, right? And I had the Fantastic Four plug and play video game, you know, that you plugged straight into the AV lines.
The classic.
And,
the
you
classic.
know, you were playing as different levels of the Fantastic Four. And Doctor Doom, you played as Mr. Fantastic fighting, you know? That made it a lot harder. Those Doombots were really annoying because you had to punch them like 2 or 3 times before they died. And like, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking up like Doctor Doom's powers.
Yeah.
Because they are like not laid out, you know, it's not like, oh, he's stretchy. He's got a lot, and a lot of it's technology and a lot of it's magic. He's very competent magic user. This Reddit user described it perfectly. He's Iron Man and Doctor Strange combined and amplified. His only actual superpowers are autism and infinite narcissism.
Yeah. And well, I mean, and he's the leader of a country. But
right, that is a big thing, is he has a sovereign nation. He is like evil Black Panther in that way, where he's like representing a whole country.
Whoa, he's all 3 of them. Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Black Panther.
Wow.
How do we feel about... Okay, well, no, never mind. The bot thing fixes that they're whitewashing him again.
Yeah. The only one that ironically didn't... Okay, Caleb, that game looks incredible.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah,
now that I can visualize it...
For the listeners, I found a full playthrough of the Fantastic Four plug and play TV game. And it's beautiful. It's just as beautiful as I remember it.
Because I was like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see it, but this is incredible. But the only Fantastic Four movies that have not whitewashed Doctor Doom as bad is ironically Four Stick.
Yeah. Yep.
The only non-white Doctor Doom. He's at least European.
He's at least not American.
Someone who didn't watch that movie and does not want to.
It's not worth it.
Who played Doom in the Four Stick?
I don't remember.
So Four Stick's... Come on.
I'm pulling up a cast list.
So it is
Toby Kebbell.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
He's been in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War for the Planet of the Apes, Warcraft, Hurricane Heist, Kong Skull. Not a ton of things.
Are you kidding? I'm sorry. He played Drake Stone in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, the Jay Baruchel and Nicolas Cage vehicle of a movie.
Which is one of the best movies of 2010, I would say.
You know, I think you're right.
That's part where they played the One Republic song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Alfred Molina.
Alfred?
That's true. Alfred Molina's in that movie.
I actually, one of my favorite things about the Sorcerer's Apprentice 2010 film, starring Jay Baruchel and Nicolas Cage, is that it is one, to my knowledge, as a child growing up, little 12-year-old me watching that movie, it is one of the first movies or experiences I ever had that mixed science and fantasy in that way. Where it's like, it's about fantasy, but it's really about physics and science, and the way that he like learns to blend them together to be even more powerful. Like, that is the first time I had ever seen that concept brought up. Of like, yeah, there's magic, but like your knowledge of science makes you a better magic user. I thought that was really big deal to me.
It's a cool first introduction to ideas like that.
And you can really tell how much I liked that concept, given that like probably my favorite author right now is Brandon Sanderson, and that's like his whole deal.
Science magic.
Science magic.
Oh, you would love The Irregular at Magic High School, the anime.
Okay.
All magic there is basically programming. It's math.
Wow.
I just thought about something that I think we could talk about. And this is not a full segment, so I don't want to worry about it. But I just imagine, and this is also, I saw this on Twitter, but like, imagine if Kevin Feige was just like, hey, give me that one guy from Oppenheimer. I want him to play Dr. Doom. And they just assumed RDJ, but he really meant like any of the other guys from Oppenheimer.
He meant Josh Peck.
He meant Roderick from Roderick
Matt
Rules.
Roderick from Roderick Rules is the only one I will accept to be.
Do you know who I actually
Dr.
think
Doom.
would be a good Dr. Doom and is not white? Rami Malek. I really think he
he'd go
would be
hard.
a pretty
Yeah.
good Dr. Doom, because he is just. Have either of y'all seen the movie No Time to Die, which is the latest James Bond film?
No.
He plays the villain,
Ooh.
and it is unsettling.
He's so
You
good.
also, I think, would be a good one. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking about who would be a better Doctor Doom than Robert Downey Jr., okay? Javier Bardem would be an incredible Doctor Doom.
Okay. Yeah.
I would kill to see a Javier Bardem Doctor Doom.
So, on Rami Malek, or Malik, on Rami, love Night at Museum,
Absolutely.
and more importantly, love the game Until Dawn. Have either of y'all played that game?
I have not had the opportunity to play it, but I've played the other games.
You played the Quarry?
I played the Quarry. I've played
Okay.
like Man of Medan and some of the other ones that production company has made.
Okay, so if I visit you next week, do you have a PS4?
I do not have a PS4.
Is it worth me bringing it for us to play Until Dawn?
Yes.
Okay, so if I come, we'll play Until Dawn, and we'll have late nights. But he's in it, and they do that weird mocap where like nothing quite lines up, and it makes the game really funky and finicky to look at. But I love it, and he does a great job. Looking at the Oppenheimer cast for more potential Doctor Dooms.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Ignoring race, I think they're almost all winners. Cillian Murphy would be a great Doctor Doom. Josh
Matt
Hartnett.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Quaid would be a funny, horrible Doctor Doom.
Hold on. Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
But all the Doombot are Ben Affleck.
I like that.
I think that's it. I think we found
Unironically, David Krumholtz.
Actually, yeah. Okay, but hold on.
Pause.
I think David Krumholtz would also be an incredible Mole Man, which is one of my favorite Fantastic Four villains.
Oh, he'd be good.
Pretty baller.
What I love about David Krumholtz is that he would bring a like kind of affable, funny guy vibe to Doom, but then I bet he could turn it off in a moment and be terrifying, you know?
Yes.
I completely agree.
Benny Safdie would be an interesting one. He's that guy in Oppenheimer that you look at and you're like, is he wearing a prosthetic? Is that his face?
Oh, yeah.
Does he just look like that? What's going on with that guy? That's him.
I think Benny Safdie would be a good Doctor Doom, but not because I think he's a great actor, fully. It's just, I don't know why. Something about him just makes me feel unsettled. Like, even looking at him, at a picture of him just like pleasantly smiling or something, I'm like, there is something about him that just, and it's, you know, Mr. Safdie, if you're listening to this is no dig at you at all. It's
you just have a bad face.
It's just like something
unsettling.
It's a little unsettling.
Is that not what you want for Victor Von Doom?
It is.
To have an unquantifiable quality of like, something's off and I don't like it, and it sets off a danger sense in my brain, like Benny Safdie's face.
Yeah.
Or David Dastmalchian.
It would make sense why Doom wears a mask, because I mean his whole thing is his ego. And he's like, I got a tiny scar on my head, and now I don't want anybody to see that I'm not perfect.
Which I do have to say, the one guarantee that's really annoying about that with RDJ, that man is going to spend most of his time as Doctor Doom with his full face out. And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know, like the character's whole thing is like, hey, never letting my face be seen. And then suddenly it's like, this Doctor Doom over here, nonstop wearing no mask.
I am Doctor Doom.
That would, yeah, because like one of the things that I think another actor who I think could play Doom if we ignore ethnicity and race. Hadn't thought about that. Tom Hardy, though, because that man, we know from Dark Knight Rises, can act with his eyes alone. And I feel like that is a skill that Doctor Doom needs, because Cordell is exactly right. He should not be seen a lot. Like he should be in a mask from the moment he becomes Doctor Doom onward, you know?
Okay, but I really do think filmmakers, and I mean people who print a money machine, don't understand just how expressive you can be with no facial expression at all. Like, we've all seen that Kamen Rider video where he's like in an alleyway washing his clothes manually, and then he looks over. I don't know if it's Kamen Rider, if it's like some parody thing, but like he looks over and there's a washing machine just in the alley, and he looks down. Have you seen this? Have you seen this one?
I guess not.
Okay, let me find and send it to you.
While you're looking it up, Tom Hardy was also in Bronson, and that is a perfect example of like him playing just a complete deranged person, but also like hyper narcissistic, I guess.
Yeah.
So like imagining a Bronson type Doctor Doom also is amazing.
So I'm gonna stream this for y'all real quick, and then we'll edit it cleverly.
You say Will like it's not Sammy, just Sammy.
The royal we. Are you ready?
The fun editing trick I decided to do, since the video has very little audio, is just explain the video to you real quick, because that's always super fun. So Kamen Rider kind of looks like a green Power Ranger, and we see him washing his clothes manually, and he He's a little tired. You can notice that he's getting a little tired, and he sits up and looks over, and off camera, there was a washing machine the whole time. And he stares at it kind of in disbelief, kind of in disappointment with himself. And then accepts his fate and, starts washing using the washing machine. Okay, enjoy the show.
So with that in mind, as like a comedic example, you genuinely don't need a ton of facial expression to act. Like, that scene has so much emotion in it with almost no movement at all.
Yeah.
And I think if they but here's the thing about it too. It lets us put whatever we think they're feeling onto a character when their face isn't visible. So a Doctor Doom that is very stately and says little and has long pauses and long quiet stretches, if you play it properly as a director, and if the actor has the proper body language, the audience gets to put all their anxieties about Doom onto him.
Yep, without you saying a word.
Yes, like you can do so little and be so menacing because of the nature of wearing a mask and because of the nature of a character like Doom, who, because of his like personality, can be unpredictable because he's so egotistical. You don't know how he's going to react to anything. Like they could keep the mask on and have him talk little and accomplish a great deal, but they won't.
That's what the mask is.
I just had a thought of another. I actually think an underdog for Doom, because so far we've brought up some like bigger name actors, like Matt Damon, obviously an incredible Doom. Hamish Linklater.
Who?
I'm about to drop his picture because here's how it came up for me. I went and looked up
I
the
love that
original
man.
cast
Yeah, great.
of the 2005 Fantastic Four movie. And he was there.
He's in that.
What? Who is he?
He's Leonard.
Oh, he's Leonard. We all remember Leonard.
We all remember the great character Leonard.
I think,
but most people know him for
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass.
He's also about to be voicing Batman.
Which
I'm
is
pretty
crazy.
sure.
Yeah, for Batman Craped Crusader.
Craped Crusader.
He's French?
We
I unironically think Johan Graufood would be pretty good. Especially he did a turn as Mr. Fantastic in the 2005 movie.
Yeah.
Let him be Dr. Doom.
I think he would be really good.
Doom.
Or give it to Michael Chiklis.
If
we're gonna whitewash it, give it to the whitest man. give it to Michael Chiklis.
Give it Chris Pratt as Dr. Doom. Thank you.
And then he does a Mario voice.
Thank you.
Straight up, it's a me, Dr. Doom. Wahoo!
Just to prove he can do a Mario voice.
Yeah. And then he also does a Garfield voice.
And he looks in the camera and says, "Fuck you." I'll do it on my time.
So, Fantastic Four as a movie, we like the other ones. I'm excited because the casting looks really good, and it's probably going to be PG-13, right? Like we think PG-13 is going to be this rating, yeah.
Yeah.
That means they get one fuck.
Yep.
Who's gonna say the fuck?
Yeah, well,
Galactus.
Who we got? Who is the actual?
So Eben Moss Bacharach as the Thing.
Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Yes. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm and Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm.
3 of the 4 of them have the most unsettling eyes I've seen in a long time.
100%.
That's why they're siblings.
Ralph Ineson as Galactus is the most inspired casting I've ever read. That man's voice terrifies me. Like, his entire performance in The Witch made me scared.
It's also he's got the countenance of someone from the 1800s, and I think Galactus needs that gravitas.
I
Agreed.
completely agree.
And I also think I might be messing up his name, and I'm very sorry if I am, but Eben Moss Backrack, however you pronounce that last bit. Incredible choice as the Thing, because he just has because the Thing is a bro. Like at the end of the day, the Thing has to be able to bro out, and this guy can bro with the best of them. I bet
he's in The Bear, right? Isn't he?
He plays the cousin in The Bear. He was in Girls, which is another pretty fun show. He was in Andor, another real good show.
But he looks like you're cracking open a cold one with him every Saturday.
Absolutely. Yeah. He looks like a guy that you walk into a bar.
Tell me about your weekend, buddy.
Yeah. You walk into a bar, you see that guy, and he's there. And he's having a good time.
He's in the Mona Lisa Smile, for all you fans of that one.
He's also in the
Who's
Punisher
John Malkovich
show.
Gonna play?
Okay. So
himself.
Classic.
I wish. Supposedly, I'm trying to remember. It's like The Puppeteer is what people are guessing, but they haven't announced who he's going to play. But I think people are also going for The Puppeteer because it's a bald man. And I think they're stopping there with the casting.
Yeah, here's an article about the 7 characters he could be playing. And number 1 is the Puppet Master. Oh, how about Willie Lumpkin?
No.
Could play Red Ghost.
Possibly.
A parental or extended family member.
I would love to see somehow John Malkovich be Pedro Pascal's dad.
Yeah. Or what's their son?
The Fantastic Four son that I hate so much.
Yeah, okay.
Franklin.
Yeah, as much as I appreciate the Fantastic Four, for in a world of powers arm races and a world of everybody's got to be super cosmic level strong, the Fantastic Four have kept it pretty low key and still beat up a man who eats worlds. And I can really appreciate that about them, right? Like that's rare. I mean, obviously they realize that Sue Storm making force fields can be the deadliest thing, and it should be.
Yeah.
But them having kids that are reality warpers their entire lives, I hate that creative decision.
Well, it's also,
I hate it.
It's also at the base heat of Human Torch, he is able to melt skin and burn paper instantly. So he can't read a book.
While he's on fire, why would you, Caleb, if you were on fire, would you pick up a book?
I might.
Book?
It depends on the book.
Because then you're a book burner, Caleb. Do you want to be that?
I might burn Mein Kampf or something.
Why do you have
that
that book, Caleb?
I don't like that book.
Why do you have it?
I don't.
To burn it.
I don't have that book.
This is raising important questions.
I don't actually own that book. I was just trying to think here's the scenario, right? Okay. So let's still close our eyes and we're imagining this, okay? You're in Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
And you spontaneously combust.
Okay.
What book are you grabbing?
in my dying moments, what book am I picking up to take with me?
Yeah, what book are you taking with you?
It's more of a generic genre of books. Mm-hmm. I'm picking up literally the first celebrity biography I see. Mm-hmm. I hate it. Whatever celebrities are yeah, this is my memoir, and it's you didn't write that. You didn't write that.
Who do you think you are?
You didn't write that.
You hired someone to write about that, and this has nothing of consequence in it, but people will buy it. I'm just picking up one of those.
Mm-hmm. Make sure it's not Jeanette McCurdy's though, because she actually did write that.
I would not do that to her. I would never do that to Jeanette.
That's the actual one. That's the only one that is actually good.
Yeah, it was interesting. We listened to it. Me and my wife listened to that one. It was, and her reading it also gave it some more weight than I think just reading it would.
Yeah.
Um,
but all of those vapid ones, we can get rid of the rest.
Yeah, we're saying okay. So Cordell, all three of us are in a Barnes and Noble. Cordell, we all three burst into flames. Cordell's in charge of grabbing as many of those as he can.
I'm just scooping them off the shelves.
Yeah. So Sammy, what's your next? What's your book or books?
The kids section.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, we don't want them reading.
We don't want our children reading.
I'm grabbing all the SAT and ACT prep books I can get my hands on. I think people should be more dumb.
Smart.
I think in actuality, I will be just helping Cordell.
Are we just all grabbing? So I'll tell you the one I'm going for because it's the one that has plagued me the most of my life.
Yeah.
Of the horrible autobiographies, and it's the Miley Cyrus one that she supposedly wrote when she was like 18 or something. Because I remember every time I would go to Walmart and look for the new Percy Jackson book in 5th through 8th grade, and Boom Bam Boom, all I could see was the Miley Cyrus autobiography. And it bothered me. I didn't want to see that. Who wants that?
Was it the one titled Miles to Go?
I think it was called Miles to Go. And it just bothered me that it was in a place where there could be more Percy Jackson books.
That's fair. I will say I might revise mine.
Okay.
And if I'm getting something that's fictional.
Yeah.
Y'all ever read I Am Number 4?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't.
I'm burning that series.
Okay.
And the reason is that is one of the most shameless cash grab series you will ever read ever.
And they made a movie?
Yeah, so they basically what happened, and the writer admits this. The writer talked about this. That series was basically hey, you know what? Harry Potter, all these things are really popular. Okay. What I'm going to do is write something to cash in on that and make it very, very franchisable and very much teenable. The movie was cranked out very quickly after the book was finished. Their whole plan was to farm the young adult craze.
Yikes.
That was their whole goal with it, unashamedly.
And I guess it worked?
Yeah, seems like it. I mean, well, the movie was a flop, but the book series went on for a long time.
I actually want to change my answer too. I want to grab and burn the book series, The 39 Clues, because I could never figure that out when I was a kid. And
that made me mad.
It made me mad that I couldn't figure it out.
Because here's the thing, Samantha, did you ever read the 39 Clues? Or did you ever see them around? Because I'm not convinced anybody actually read them.
I was assigned, it was in our curriculum in the Searcy public school system. We read the first 5 books.
Yeah.
What?
Provided by the school, wild. We read the first 5.
So,
weird.
39 Clues was a series that each book followed these brother and sisters. They're trying to figure out the mystery and solve the globe spanning puzzle. And each one of the books also came with a couple clues for you, the reader.
Whoa.
To solve. And it was trying to just be kind of an alternate reality game sort of thing, but it was just nonsense and stupid and made me mad.
Did you get all 39 clues?
I only had the first book, and I said, wait a minute. Even as a kid, I saw through it. I was like, wait, this series wants me to, read and keep up with how many things? As a kid, I was like, wait, you want me to do what? No, not doing it. I also, though, was a kid that, skipped to the end of Goosebumps books just to see what the twist was.
Okay. Hey, you gotta know. If you gotta know, you gotta know.
I had to know. I had too many books and too little patience.
Also, there was like
my answer to I'm gonna
30,000
burn the
books.
lock to the card case so we can get
Oh,
like Magic
but
the
if we're
Gathering.
on fire and dying,
Well, we burn the lock and then I'll just stand there until I'm not on fire and dying anymore.
I didn't think about us not burning after a bit. I thought we were just dead. So
I thought we were dying.
Oh, I thought we were Human Torch and this was like our first time.
Oh,
okay. So we're okay.
Be
so
honest. Are you gonna wait a minute? Do you think you, as Human Torch, would be really chill about it the first time you light on fire? You'd go, ah, cool.
If I may.
Oh, sick.
Of anyone I know being chill about being lit on fire for the first time, not lit on fire, but catching on fire randomly for the first time, Sammy would be the most chill about it.
Huh.
Really?
I feel, yeah.
Did you know that about yourself?
I didn't know that about myself.
I feel like I can imagine Sammy just like spontaneously combusting and then just being like,
Yeah.
oh, that's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, if it was like Human Torch levels, yeah, probably. Where I'm like not in pain, be like, oh okay.
Yeah, if you're not hurting, I think there's a point where you go, ah, sick, I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like all of us would have the initial shock of holy shit, I'm on fire. But then I feel like Sammy would be the first one to move on to like, oh. Okay.
Cards. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna steal some magic cards now.
I'm gonna steal some One Piece cards because they do have One Piece cards at Barnes and Noble.
They're there now?
They are there. That's where I actually got one of my main decks, where I got the starter
One Piece
from
is
it.
real.
The One Piece is real.
And real close to your home. Come on down.
Come on down to Barnes and Noble. All right.
Read the One Piece and play the game.
It's game's
But
good
Dr.
though.
No.
Honestly, I'm sticking by my answer of I'm burning the 39 Clues series. Like as many of those books as I can get my hands on, I'm doing it.
Good answer, Steve. Good answer.
I would like to pivot.
Okay.
If we can, friends.
From spontaneous human combustion?
Yeah. Got something more interesting and dynamic to talk about here.
I don't know how, but okay.
Well, I'm powerful. So y'all heard of the new movie Trap?
Yes.
I'm so excited for this movie because I know it's gonna be a true M. Night Shyamalan stinker.
It is.
Is it an M. Night Shyamalan?
Yep, it's M. Night Shyamalan.
It's M. Night. We got M. Night back in the theaters.
Back and better. Like, we are so back, let me tell you. So, this movie, for those of you who don't know at home, is starring Josh Hartnett, whom I adore. And it is a film.
Man.
I love him. The Faculty from '98, one of my favorite movies. He's in it. He plays
the one
Zeke.
we watched, right?
We did. I had us watch it. I love it.
Oh yes,
because Robert Rodriguez.
Yes. Yep. My brain was thinking of a different Faculty, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, a different Faculty. You know, the other one.
The other Faculty. The one without Elijah Wood and Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett, also in Oppenheimer.
He was. So, in this movie, he's taking his daughter to a concert and starts seeing all these cops and everything. And he's like, wait, what's going on? And this random employee at the place is like, yo, you didn't hear? The serial killer called the Butcher. They heard he was going to be here today, so they're setting up a trap for him. And he can't get out. The place is surrounded. They did. Yep, they did. And and so the plot of the film is him as the serial killer trying to find a way out of the concert to avoid getting arrested.
But like they reveal he's the killer in the trailer.
Yep.
So it's not even like that's what like I figured that would be the M. Night twist, you know? But
there's more twist. There's more twists.
Okay, thank goodness.
There's more.
If I walked into an M. Night movie and there was not an M. Night twist in it, I would be so upset.
So this isn't on the level of like The Sixth Sense, clearly, or like Unbreakable. This isn't that level of twist, but there is twist in it, and there's a couple mini twists. Okay. I want to talk about it, but I'm trying to let y'all know so you can. I want y'all to be able to go in fresh. So I'll hit some highlights. What for you, Samantha? You want spoilers?
Yeah, that's fine.
Caleb, do you want spoilers or do you want to deafen for a bit?
He deafened. If you are like Caleb and don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and jump to 50 minutes and 4 seconds.
Okay, sweet. So, Samantha, let me walk you through our experience with this film.
Okay.
We are the only 4 people in the Townsville Cinema Theater watching this movie.
Amazing.
When my friend went to buy her ticket, she said, "Hey, one for Trap at 7:15," and the woman at the counter went, "I forgot we were showing that."
Oh my God.
Yes. And so it's the 4 of us sitting there watching this movie, and we are cackling. We are losing our minds. This movie is hilarious. The dialogue is so bad. It's incredible, and here's the real twist, okay? The real twist of the film that's not in the plot. Do you know who plays? So Lady Raven is the pop star in the movie that they're at the concert of. Do you know who plays Lady Raven?
It's an actual pop star, right? Am I remembering correctly?
Her name is Salika. Do you know who she is?
No.
She's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Oh my God.
Okay. The real twist is nepotism.
That's always the real twist. Let's be honest here. But
Yep.
That's insane. Okay.
So, like, most of the stuff she's ever been in has been M. Night Shyamalan. But the real
Letterboxd, if you click her name, it's only Trap.
Yes. The real twist is that M. Night casts his daughter as the incredible, perfect pop star who can do no wrong, and she's not that good of an actor. And she's it is hilarious. But so basically there's a couple twists in this, right?
Okay.
The first is he finds out it's a trap set for him, and he's trying to like figure out a way out of the theater, and it's nonsense. It's hilarious. The real twist first comes out when he figures out that the only part that's not supposed to be guarded is the backstage entrance.
Okay.
They're checking every man in the building, basically, before they leave, because they need to catch this guy. There's thousands of people in here.
Damn, okay, yeah.
Like, this is a big concert arena. Also, throughout the movie, audience members, like, people are constantly in the concourse and walking around like they didn't pay how much money to see a concert. It's ludicrous how many people are not in the room at any given time.
Yeah, okay.
He himself leaves the concert hall like 10 different times, and he's on the floor.
How long is this concert, too?
It's ludicrous how, like, we don't know, but it's ludicrous. And apparently they take enough time between songs that people have time to go get concessions, which is not how any concert works.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, the daughter's like, we got to get back before she's done setting up the next song.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So the big twist is so Lady Raven picks one audience member to come up and be there for the song Dream Girl and just be on stage with her. And then she gets to like go backstage with her after the show. So he goes up to M. Night Shyamalan's self-insert character, who is turns out to be Lady Raven's uncle. And he spins a yarn about how his daughter just got over leukemia, but doesn't want to talk about it. They're just thankful to be there. And so she gets picked as the Dream Girl. And And so they get to go backstage, and he's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And he gets into Lady Raven's dressing room with her because he realizes the cops are backstage too.
Yeah.
And he gets into Lady Raven's dressing room, and he pulls out the camera, like the phone, the app on his phone that's like letting him watch the guy he has in his basement. And he's like, hey, there's a tank of carbon monoxide in there. If you tell anybody, I kill him. He's dead in 5 minutes. If you say a word to anybody, you're getting us out of here.
Okay. He's going to kill him anyway.
Right. But she agrees.
She doesn't know. Yeah.
She agrees. She gets them out in her limo. And then she has the idea. She's like, hey, where do you live? Let me come to your house. Let me meet your family. And he's pissed, but he can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So she goes to the house. And the real twist when you get to the house is that he's not keeping the guy in his basement. He's keeping the guy at another location. Oh. So then in the house, she like steals his phone and goes into the bathroom and like asks the guy what he remembers when he got brought there, and then uses her Instagram live to have a fan find it where that house is and go rescue the guy. And then like Josh Hartnett's character like breaks into the bathroom finally, and he has her get in a car, and she remembers from the FBI agent's profile that his mom probably was a big deal to him. So she tries to mother him in the car to get him to cut it out. And it doesn't work. But she had also called the cops. Okay. So he opens the garage door and all the cops are there. And so he goes inside the house and escapes through a tunnel into the neighbor's yard somehow. And so he gets out of the tunnel, I guess kills the driver of her limo and gets in wearing a SWAT gear uniform and handcuffs her in the limo. And then he's driving the limo, and then the cops find him, and so he escapes into the crowd, and then he goes, it's ludicrous. Basically, he ends up back home where his wife decided to stay instead of going with the police.
Okay.
And he's like getting ready to kill his wife. And she tells the story of how she started to suspect him as the killer. Okay. And so what she did was when she started to suspect that when she thought he was having an affair, followed him to a second location and nothing was in there. It was the house he went to plant stuff because he's a volunteer fireman, so he knows where the unoccupied houses are in the city.
Okay.
So he goes there. I don't think he's a volunteer, he's just a fireman. Anyway, so she tails him, sees it's an empty house later, decides, oh, he might be the butcher. Which, by the way, all of this guy's only killed like 12 people.
Okay.
Like they are bringing out all of the Philadelphia SWAT team for like the chance of stopping this guy at a concert.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
So when she starts to realize that he might be a serial killer, her solution is to take the receipt from buying the concert tickets, damage it so it looks like it fell out on accident, and leave it in that house and report that house to the police. So they get in there, and so the police think that he's going to be there because she decided to kind of frame him, but her reaction to thinking her husband may be a serial killer is to lead the police to a concert venue with thousands of people to maybe have a chance at stopping him. And then, of course, she's like, but wait, before you kill me, let's finish our daughter's birthday pie together.
What?
And so she cuts him a slice and puts like sleeping powder in it or whatever that he uses to kidnap people. So he eats it. And then this guy, like 2 scenes earlier, when he like makes a Muppet Man in the driver's seat of the limo to escape into the crowd. So the tinted windows look like there's a person in the driver's seat. And the police light that car up and shoot him like 20 times.
Holy fuck.
And then find out it's just clothing. And after being willing to slaughter him in a limo, when they get to the house and he's sedated, they just start tasing him. They don't shoot him then. They just start tasing him. They tase him like 4 times. And then
what is this movie?
It's ludicrous. And then the final twist happens. So the cops, for whatever reason, bring his kids back to his house and let his daughter hug him goodbye.
Huh?
Right. And he also goes, wait. and his daughter's bike is like tipped over in the lawn. He's like, wait. And they let him just stoop over and pick up and right his daughter's bike and like set it up correctly and put the kickstand down. And of course, he had used that opportunity to steal a spoke from it and hide it in his sleeve. So the movie ends with him in the back of the SWAT car alone, uncuffing himself and laughing maniacally.
What? There's going to be more?
I hope.
Trap 2?
I can only hope there's Trap 2.
Oh my God.
But it was the most incredible thing to watch. I didn't expect it to be good, but I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was. It was magnificent.
I have a review, but I like a review that I found on Letterboxd, but I want Caleb to also hear this because it's funny.
We summon thee.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Discord says you're still deafened. That's weird.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Anyway, Caleb, you're gonna love this movie.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this movie.
Don't look up anything about it. Just watch it.
I've been avoiding everything.
Listen to this, though. This is a 4-star review that won't spoil anything. Before the movie, M. Night came out on stage and shared that he came up with this entire movie solely to give his singer daughter her very own concert film. He then proceeded to spend 30 minutes individually thanking a multitude of crew members by name, the entire cast and supporting cast, even actors with legit 2 lines, and told all aspiring filmmakers in the crowd to follow their dreams. M. Night, the man you are. He said also, and yes, the movie is thrilling, but mostly so silly and fun. See it with friends and get ice cream after.
Accurate in all regards. The real plot twist of this movie, Caleb, is that Lady Raven is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Like, the pop star is his daughter. That's the real twist. It's nepotism.
It was nepotism the whole time.
See, I haven't even looked at the full cast list because I was terrified that would reveal something.
Yeah,
sometimes you see a character name or something, and you're like, what?
The dead guy.
It's like Dr. Jekyll / Mr. Hyde.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, I was just looking up Matt Mercer's roles he's played over there. If you were wondering what I was doing in the background over here, I was just looking up Matt Mercer.
He plays my favorite One Piece character.
He does play your favorite. He plays a Hunter x Hunter character that is incredible. He plays Leoria.
He also plays Dead Guy number 5 in Trap. So, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
what?
Spoilers.
Matt Mercer's in this movie.
Yep. As
Only
the deadest man.
Yeah, as a dead guy, though.
Can I do a quick impression of my wife in another room as I'm watching any anime?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? So this is just imagine generic anime voices going on in the background, okay?
Yep.
Is that Matt Mercer? I think I hear Matt Mercer. That's Matt Mercer, right? No, that's not Matt Mercer. Are you sure? Is it one of the other Critical Role people?
I know Liam's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's just very funny because Matt Mercer just has this incredibly adaptive voice. So he does just play so many things that it is a completely valid question to be like, is that Matt Mercer? I think that's Matt Mercer.
It could be.
It was just very Mercer. So specifically at a point in One Piece that Sammy will know, this might make sense to Cordell too. In the Sabaody Archipelago.
Yeah, I know what that is.
There is the All-Stars, the All-Star rookies.
Supernovas.
The Supernovas. And about 5 different ones, she was like, that's Matt Mercer. That's Matt Mercer. Wait, I think that's Matt Mercer.
Wait a second. I think that's Matt Mercer.
That could be Matt Mercer.
She was right about one of them.
She was right about one of them. One of them is Matt Mercer.
I have a version of that, but for Broadway recordings.
Ooh.
I kind of believe that any given actor I hear in a musical recording might be Norbert Leo Butz. Which I don't know if you're familiar with him.
What a name! What? No, wait. I'm sorry. Can you give me that name one more time? And are you sure that I did not make it up for a character that somebody gave me to do on the spot on this show?
His name is Norbert Leo Butz. He's an American actor and singer. I know him from. Yep. He was Fiyero in Wicked. The original Fiyero. He originated that in Wicked.
Okay.
My name is Eddie Murphy movie lion ass.
Yep. He was in Big Fish, which is one of my favorite musicals ever.
Okay.
So he's got one of those voices that's just adaptable enough that anytime I hear a recording that I'm not certain about, I'm like, this is Norbert, isn't it?
That's really Norbert.
This is Mr. Leo Butz himself. I just know it.
Leo Butz.
He's got a funny name.
He's got a great name. What a name.
I love you, Norbert Leo Butz.
I love you. That's me recently with what's his name? The guy that plays Beetlejuice in the
Michael Keaton
musical. No, in the
Alex
musical.
Brightman.
Alex Brightman. Thank you. He's all over the place.
He is all over
wait,
the
is
place.
that Has-Been
Right.
Hotel Alex Brightman?
Some people just have those voices.
Is that School of Rock's Alex Brightman?
Wait, he was in School of Rock?
Yeah, he played Dewey.
Yeah.
He played the main dude.
In the
School of Rock musical.
Oh, you didn't know?
Not the Jack Black. I was like, wait, is he one of the kids in the movie?
No, he's Dewey.
That would have been wild. That
would have been
be
insane. I will say, that musical's fantastic. Andrew Lloyd Webber really knocked it out of the park with that one. Those children are talented.
They are.
And there's a part at the end where they literally just do a concert and they encourage you to take out your phones and just record it like a concert. And because it's like so there's the band up to the side for when the kids are singing but not performing, but then the children are like legitimately playing their instruments on stage when they do any of the band stuff.
Okay, that's sick.
And so in the final concert, whenever they're doing the Battle of the Bands, the band up, because when I saw it, I was on the West End and I saw it and they were kind of up above the stage to the right.
Okay.
The band all got up and walked up to the railing and watched the kids play just to really drive home that it's actually them.
That's so cool.
And then they just straight up, they're like, yeah, get your phones out. It's party time. And they just play. It's awesome.
That's so cool.
Can I, to pivot right towards the end, can I give a quick review of a game that I played and beat recently?
You can do whatever you want, babe.
Yeah.
This is like a brand new game. It came out 5 days ago, and I bought it day one and beat it in like 2 or 3 days. I want to give a little review of the game Thank Goodness You're Here, which is an incredible game. If you like British comedy at all, this is a game for you. Like if you have seen Monty Python and really liked Monty Python and the Holy Grail or Life of Brian, Meaning of Life, or The Old Show, you will like this game. It is hysterical. It features Matt Berry as one of the lead voice actors in the game. And he plays a gardener who constantly says things that are maybe a little bit pervy. And it is great. There are only 3 actions you can do in the game, which is move, jump, or hit something to interact with it.
That's it?
Yep. It is basically a point and click adventure. But it just has, it's like one of those games that it's just so funny constantly. There's just constant, incredible humor. Including one of my favorite little things is that obviously it's dubbed over for like English, Spanish, French, Chinese, Japanese, all the languages. And then there's this one language that's just dialect, which is the English British dialect of the town it's set in. And they just went hard and like got deep in the paint recording and using like the most nonsense language from that dialect that they could. And it's a whole language in the game.
There's a demo of it for free that you can play through. It obviously doesn't have the full game, but it's really fun. My favorite thing is helping a guy get his arm unstuck from a grate when he was trying to get a pence that was down there.
A tuppence.
A tuppence?
A tuppence.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite
pence
ones.
is down there, isn't it?
Yeah, so like that. So I will explain because that one's in the demo. I'm not going to talk much more about that. Talk much more about the game outside of that specific bit.
Yeah.
So you're there to try to meet with the mayor of the town, but the mayor is busy. So then you walk outside, and the first thing you hear is this man saying, "Help me, my arm is stuck. I need lubricant to get it out." And you have to then find a lubricant to get it out. And then there is a buttery pastry store. So you have to get into there, then solve their problems so you can get into their fridge, get the butter out of the fridge to then rub it all over the dude so he can get his arm out of the grate. And like
it's sexy as it sounds.
Incredibly. And it's just
incredibly sexy.
Like I think saying it's a laugh a minute is almost a disservice to how consistently just funny this game is. And not in ways that are like bad, you know, because like sometimes video game funny can get a little bit like annoying, but it never hits that point, you know?
Yeah.
There is one specific joke that I love where you have a guy that looks like he's got like a bird watching journal that he's like writing notes down in, and he's got the binoculars up and he's like looking and you can see him. And if you go and hit him to get him to talk, he says, "I love a nice pair of tits." And then nothing. And then he hits him again. He said, "I'd settle for a sparrow too." And it's just
oh, that's funny.
And like that is like one of the least funny jokes in the game. Like everything else just gets better and crazier from there. It's so good.
Published by the same people that published Untitled Goose Game. Not the same developers, but
yeah, the same publishers.
Yeah. Okay.
And also it's randomly cut in with footage from like the 1960s in England. So you'll get just like these random cutaways to like actual people having a conversation, and it's very good.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's only like $20. So like, you know what? If you got the spare cash, I honestly, the way things are going right now with games, this might be in my game of the year list. I don't think it's going to be my actual game of the year, but I think it's going to be one of the ones that I hold as one of my favorite experiences.
Yeah, wow.
As a game.
Interesting, yeah.
It's so good, and it's short. Like you can beat it in a day if you really want to. And it's just good. It's just good.
It's just good. It just works.
You know what else is really good? Psychobilly Freakout by the Reverend Horton Heat off the album Smoke 'em If You Got 'em.
He's right.
He's right. It smokes. If you got
it smokes, and you should listen to him. If you got him, smoke him.
Do we want to keep making a joke about maybe you or?
All right. So here is the state on that.
Okay.
Are you going to get your act together or what?
I'm working on it. Here is the little teaser that I'll give.
Okay.
I am right now actually finding and clipping samples from Psychobilly Freakout to incorporate into the song I'm making for us.
Wow.
So it will be a little bit of a blend of what we know and what's to come.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
I can respect that.
If you like that idea, you can rate and review us on Spotify and iTunes and give us some comments on YouTube because we're on there too. We also have a TikTok and Twitter at JunkHousePod.
If you don't like that idea, go die. I don't want to deal with you.
Amen.
Just straight up be dead.
Binary friend.
Nah, if you want to email us and break our hearts while making us laugh like Fielding does so often, in a good way, keep breaking my heart, Fielding.
Wink.
I need you. Wink.
Wink.
You can do so at junkhousemmailbox@gmail.com. Tell us about happier things, though. I don't want to think about Dr. Doom for 50 minutes again.
Well, I like him, so I would be down to think about Dr. Doom for 50 minutes again, but like not the Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, a different
Dr. So we have to clarify
Doom.
The actual Doom. And maybe even MF.
Maybe even Doom Eternal.
Oh.
You know? That's a possibility. Got to talk about it.
Maybe that one that is Tony Stark. Because there is one in the comics that's like an alternate universe one. But as we say every week.
Matthew Mercer's just been in a lot, you know? Like, I'm just still scrolling through it. I can keep scrolling.
Very talented
I can
man.
just keep on scrolling.
Everybody wants you to. Just keep doing it forever.
I'm just going to keep on scrolling.
It's crazy how many of the Critical Role actors are your childhood.
He was in Taco Bell Nacho Fries Fry Force.
It's a psychobilly freakout.